Thor had sent Turin's soul, or his astral projection, or something, in the form of lightning, to you guys over in the ethereal plane. You also met a new friend who is currently not in here out of, Delta. We also got stranded in the ethereal plane. And when we last left off, you guys were wondering exactly what you were going to do to get back. And I believe you had come up with some sort of plan.
Hope you all remember it, because I don't.
I didn't either. Ron had to remind me.
Alright, I'm back. So,
Okay,
who else is going to take advantage of this Bath and Body Works 10.99 candle thing?
Say what?
Bath and Body Works is having their candle sale. Their 3-wick candles that are normally $25.
We're talking about the plan. I just finished the recap.
Oh. Yeah, I just got back from getting a drink.
Someone's really excited about these candles.
It's good for Christmas shopping.
I'm allergic to a lot of.
Oh my God.
I react. My asthma reacts really badly to a lot of different artificial scents. So I avoid candles like most people should be avoiding the plague, but not enough people have been avoiding the plague.
Ooh, true.
So I had to come up with
all
a new.
the problems.
All because of COVID, I had to come up with a completely new phrase, and a lot of people are struggling with that one.
Woman, you got all the problems. All the food allergies and everything.
Well, I think some of them are just interconnected to each other, you know?
Yeah, probably.
You know,
I'm
what's
like
funny is-
half convinced that you should be living in a bubble.
Nah,
what's
I'm
funny
fine.
is
I'm fine with
that,
outdoor things. I'm like pine and grass and flowers. Like might upset my dad, but don't upset me. And I can usually avoid the foods that I'm allergic to. So.
I'm just happy I don't have any food allergies. I love food too much.
Yeah.
Can't tell it.
Like
but
I can't
do.
have I can't have that pizza because I'm allergic to onion and garlic, and there's usually a tiny amount in the sauce, and that would be enough to make me sick.
Oof.
Not,
My stomach would be killing me, and I'd be miserable and curled up in a ball.
Say as my fiance is eating pizza.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Is like I love pizza. Once upon a time was my favorite food, and I didn't get develop the food allergies till my mid-20s. So I had years before I developed an allergy and couldn't eat it anymore. I had to make my own, and it's hard.
I was about to say, don't jinx yourself, Jasper. My ex's mom developed a pork allergy in her 30s, which she ate bacon just about every day before then.
Oh, I would be so heartbroken if I was allergic to bacon. Just fucking take me out then. I don't want to live anymore.
Bacon. So, about this plan.
Okay, so as a recap on the plan, since it's been a couple of weeks, we were thinking of having Torin do the banishment on us. However, as a bit of thought there, he can only cast that so many times. So Run's coming up with the idea of maybe shoving everyone into, or as many as he can, into the pocket realm that is his bag of holding.
Which I can help with.
Yeah, you could put people can be put into the bag of holding, but there is a time limit on how long their air lasts.
Yeah. I can help with fitting us all in if we won't all fit a regular size by conjuring woodland beings and doing polymorph. The issue is I can't do that until we get a long rest. I'm out of 3rd level spells.
I did once run a party where there was a good chance that the people in the bag of holding were going to suffocate because the 2 people not in the bag of holding forgot how long the time limit was and got into a little bit of trouble. That was a fun session.
10 minutes?
10 minutes for one person.
10 minutes for one person. Okay.
It decreases how many people you have in there.
I think it goes off of Constitution, doesn't it? Like whatever your Constitution modifier is, it's that amount of minutes that you can hold your breath.
Yeah, usually that counts for underwater.
I got 4 minutes,
There's
bitches.
a little bit of leeway on that, but still. So, but the question is, what does Torin think about this plan?
Well, we need to get our time limit figured out because it takes me at least 1 minute to cast this spell.
Actually, oh yeah, you have to hold concentration for a minute.
Concentration up to 1 minute. Yep.
So that does go to beg the question, Grizz. During that 1 minute of his concentration, what kind of limbo would we be in?
I think we would be transported to our plane, wouldn't we?
Whoever is being banished gets transported instantaneously to the other plane, back to their home plane if this is not their home plane. And it takes a minute to keep you there without you getting bounced back. If he's interrupted in that minute, you get pulled back to where you were.
Ah, okay.
And since you are non-native and you're being pushed back to your native plane, you would then get cemented back into your native plane. And you won't be in danger of falling back into the ether.
Which, also, another question, which I may not be able to answer because our characters might not know this, but if we all get banished because we're in the bag of holding, if Run takes us all out and just puts us down on the ground in the material plane, if Torin loses his concentration, will we all be bamfed back? Or will all of us stay except for Run? It was the one that was technically cast on.
You're going to have to roll a Arcana check for that.
It says in the spell itself, the target, so it would technically just be whoever I targeted.
I'm just going to roll 20 because my dice haven't been agreeing with me.
You're pretty sure that the banishment spell itself only affects the person being banished. Anything else is not subject to it.
Cool. All right.
So,
Ow!
So are we starting with a long rest to get the spell slots back?
I want to hit it on the laptop. He got right on the funny bone, son of a bitch.
You okay? And is your fiance laughing?
Oh, ow. I went to move my elbow and it got right on the funny bone on the corner of my laptop, so...
That sucks.
Oh my
Ow, that hurt. It's okay. At least it wasn't my right arm.
god. Oh my god, that was funny.
My right arm's a little bit fucked up, so it would have hurt a lot worse on my right arm.
So, Torin, what do you say about this? About Run's proposal?
Either way, I'm already back at home, so we could try it.
Certainly try.
So Run will turn to the other. Now, as I said, this will mean that, the bag can only hold so much. So, I can only fit so many, unless there's a way to shrink everyone down.
Which is the polymorph spell, but I can conjure woodland beings, conjure 8 pixies. They all have polymorph 1 time a day.
Jasper, from your Arcana check, even as you're saying that, it suddenly occurs to you, it's not the weight that's the problem. It's the lack of air in the bag of holding. Everybody in here can fit in that bag of holding. It's just that there's not enough air to breathe. Even if you polymorph people, that wouldn't help.
What Ron was just talking about, though, is he can only fit a certain amount in the bag.
As GM, I'm kind of overruling that, saying that
Space isn't the issue.
Yeah, the space isn't. I as GM, I overrule it with the bag of holding. I have certain contingencies. I've already established it in other games. Like the one bag of holding was able to hold a bunch of people statues, and much more than the weight should have allowed. But I allowed it, so therefore it transfers into this game because the bag of holding, you know,
Part of
that
the
way.
funny thing is, part of that was the thought of the limited air supply, because the smaller you are, the less oxygen you need.
Yeah, unfortunately, the bag of holding,
have no
River
oxygen.
Magic there, it's a little bit wonky, to say the least.
You would need less oxygen. The problem is there's none.
In theory, but from your Arcana check, you would realize that if there is space that holds oxygen in the first place, it expands and contracts based on the volume there, and therefore the amount needed would still be the same regardless of size.
We can actually do this today because I don't have to worry about the spell.
Exactly.
So,
Basically, that polymorphing question would not make a single difference.
Okay, so run. As Jasper explains this, and well, he turns to Torin. How quickly can you do this?
Well, however long it takes me to cast a spell, and then once I banish whoever is the target, which I'm assuming is going to be Ron holding the bag, it's going to take an additional minute for it to set in place to where when I end the spell, you won't be dragged back here. Casting time's one action, so I can cast it right here within pretty quickly. It's just once you get over there, you got to stay there for 1 whole minute before I can end the spell.
And he looks at the rest. Well, I guess we better shake a leg, huh?
I don't see any other better ideas.
And Run will.
I say you first because I don't know how this bag of holding works, and I don't want you falling on my head whenever you come in.
And Run opens up the bag of holding. Well, whoever's first.
Dovit just dives headfirst in.
The piratey people rush over to jump into the bag of holding.
Oh wait, they're coming too?
They're not gonna get left behind here.
We can't leave them behind.
All I gotta say is there's
Everybody
only
hold
2
your
of
breath.
us that don't have to worry about oxygen right now.
Yeah, the new guy and his construction also.
Okay, 3 of us. Because I forgot about the construction doesn't breathe. So there's only 3 of us that don't have to worry about oxygen right now.
If the pirates die, for morality's sake, we'll get him in the bag. Jasper will jump in.
All
So
right.
we're Don's gonna jump in.
Once everyone else has jumped into the bag of holding, Run will tell Floof to return to his plane for the time being. And he looks at Tord and, well, I guess we better not dilly-dally, right?
Oh, side note, I just thought of a question.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So I just now see this. So if I cast a spell on Run, does he have to make the saving throw?
He could choose to fail.
Okay.
Yeah, they can choose to fail.
That's what I was wanting to make sure, because if you're going to be forced into doing the saving throw, if you pass the throw, you're not getting banished.
And what is it, a charisma?
Which
saving
you should
throw,
be
or-
all right. Yeah, which you should be all right with. I'm hoping. If you say no, I'm going to drive to wherever the hell you live and slap you. Man.
Hey, let's do it.
All right, here
Have
we
the
go.
address.
He chooses to fail.
All right. Tor, run.
Yes.
You find yourself in the middle of what feels like a gravel pit inside the cave. There are some lights from torches flickering in different parts of the cave, and you could hear the sound of waves lapping up against the edges of the rock. But there is no corresponding building around you. There's just the gap, probably where the tavern had been standing.
And as uh, as he feels this, and without even hesitation to look around, just for the sake of timing, he will open up his bag and let whoever falls out first and
Well,
toss him the
you kind of have
bag.
to like think and pull somebody out. You can't just open it up and do that because it doesn't work that way with the bag of holding.
Okay, well, I would assume that the first one that comes to mind would probably be Jasper.
All right.
Aw.
So you
And
guys
then all
aren't actually in water, but this is just easier than trying to put you where the tavern physically is on this map. Because that tavern isn't there anymore.
and
They're probably not going to be happy facing their tavern.
and Run will toss the bag to Jasper, and here, make sure everyone gets out. Just, I don't want to be holding anything, just in case the spell fails.
Good idea. And I'll start pulling Ron out, Dovit, the other pirates.
There you guys go.
I almost want to roll like a self-imposed intelligence check just to see if I remember everyone. Just pull them out. Just more for stupidity's sake than anything. Also, our new friend. I didn't say him, but of course, pull him out too.
I haven't held my breath like that since I was a kid.
Let's hope we don't have to again.
Yeah, because this doesn't work for some reason. Only got one more shot.
and you, as she's pulling everyone out, you see running like a constipated squat pose with his eyes shut tight and kind of cracks one eye open to look around, just anticipating. Uh, are we all here?
Oh,
It looks like it.
Roll perception. Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted.
Alrighty. Alright, that's a 19 on the dice. And perception. Well, of course, Run's got a hell of a perception. Yep, so that's a 20 something. 19 plus 6.
25.
So, standing in the shadows, seemingly watching your positions at a bit of a distance, probably just outside the area where the tavern used to stand, is it's a dark humanoid figure, kind of like arms folded, leaning up against something, seemingly watching where you're at.
And the first thing Run does is grabs for his hand crossbow. And guys, we're not alone here.
Dover reaches for his halberd.
I'm just prepared to cast a spell, I guess. have no physical weapons that would be of use to me.
At this point in time, Run is kind of timid to try to cast any spells.
Yeah, don't do that. We just got back. Or like you roll another 100 and we go back.
Oh my god.
Or go to somewhere even worse.
Oh.
That'd be fun. Another 100.
Hey, at least we didn't go back to the Feywilds.
I would rather go back to the Feywild.
Although then again, we probably would have had a easier time getting back too.
This is true. How much you would have remembered, that's to be desired. So you guys are just cautiously getting weapons up. Torin,
You.
after you've successfully completed your banishment after 1 minute.
Ooh. One sec before you continue. If I'm still on the other plane real quick, I just want to look up. Thor? By myself now. You can send me back. Please.
And and you do, but not as actually. Yeah, you do, but still as your lightning. Oh, I already have your token there. Still as your lightning self, kind of like in between where the party is and where the person leaning and watching is, and you can roll me a perception check. And as the lightning and thunder are just kind of like rippling off of you, you look over and notice that the dark dressed figure is that same strange individual you saw wandering through the jungle, kind of beelining in a single direction a while back.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Oof.
Hey, Run.
I think with Run's
Hey, Run. Put your crossbow down.
with Run's 25, I'm sure he would have seen who it was too. And he would be well, back into that same pose.
Run. Put your crossbow down.
Wait, who is this?
Everyone, put your weapons down right now.
Who is this?
Just listen to me real quick.
Well, let's just say that he turns to Jasper. Remember when we were following the?
I can explain this a little bit easier here, Run. Dovit, you know how I'm made of lightning right now?
Yes.
I'm probably one of the closest to Thor someone could get. He's even closer.
Is he Thor's son?
He might as well be.
And as you say that, because the guy pushes off of the rock and starts coming a little bit forward, he says, I am no son of Thor.
No disrespect, just comparison.
None taken.
Dovit sheaths his halberd.
And comes closer and is like looking you guys over.
Oh god, he's right next to me! No! No!
I'm sorry. It's hilarious.
I'm dying that we come face to face with a very powerful merchant that could probably have us killed on the spot, and Torin shoots lightning breath into the air, and then we come across this guy, and he's like, oh god, he's close to me!
You know, when I heard him doing that, I either thought it was like the oh shit moment or the fanboy moment.
I make an insight check on Torin just to like see how he's feeling internally right now.
Go for it.
Because is, but hang on, I gotta get my damn sheet open. Come on. 320.
What'd you get?
320.
Very conflicted. He doesn't know whether to be in straight fear or to ask this dude to be his apprentice after seeing his power over the storms.
Somewhere between shitting a brick and admiration.
Yeah. Yeah, the pirates are a bit confused about all this too. They have no idea what you guys had seen originally. They're like looking around and going, like, "Who's this guy? Why is he here?" But
It's like Luke Skywalker when he found out Vader was his dad.
yeah, but anyway, so the red-haired man just kind of looks you guys over and is like looking around and just kind of shakes his head at the crater. I'm thinking you guys had something to do with this.
Hey, in my defense, I wasn't there for it. And in all reality, I'm still not even here, technically.
Is like Torin just asleep on the ship, but then like his avatar is still here?
Basically, yeah.
Frickin' Doctor Strange right now with astral projection.
We're gonna make a paradox. You're who warned us about this.
Multiverse, here we come!
Run kind of looks up at him and, I guess, I may be kinda, sorta.
Kind of like looks down towards you, Run. Like staring at you with his seemingly cold blue eyes. Huh. Quite a lot of power to shift things of this size between realities.
Yeah, power that I really wasn't expecting. I think it might be tied to Madam Chaos.
Kind of lifts a brow. By whom do you refer as Madam Chaos? And his cloak, his cloak or coat or whatever it is, billows a bit around him.
Wait, you made a deal with someone named Madam Chaos?
No. She,
I think that's just what he calls her.
The Traveler?
The cloak stops billowing a bit, and the man nods. Ah, that makes sense. He kind of looks around at the ground again. Did you lose any members of your party?
Almost.
Almost.
My sanity count?
They're about half the ones that lived here. They kind of perished with face spiders, including the owner of the tavern that was once here.
I take it they were pirates.
Most likely.
Most likely.
Because I did come across a mess of face spiders and pirates not long ago.
And he kind of turns to the remaining pirates.
We're currently grimacing. And sort of hiding behind you guys.
Look back to
Now-
all of them. Choice.
Truthfully, that would be a hell of a sight. All right, you got Run kind of squatting down, kind of making himself smaller, and then one of these oafs trying to hide behind him.
But they're kind of hiding behind the other three plus the construct. You're up off to the side. You're like
You're
in between. You're in between me and then the rest of the group, and then I'm in between that dude and you two, you and Jasper.
I'm just saying, I could only imagine that.
Man, imagine that sight right there. You have a demigod talking to a dude made out of lightning with a group of people standing down at the beach. Something big's about to go down.
A demigod.
I mean, the token for the guy looks like he's from an anime, and it's kind of fitting. Like, this is total anime shit.
Yeah, I think I when I designed him back in I want to say 2003. I think I was still heavily into anime at the time.
And we're on a beach. Is this our beach
and
episode?
And it makes sense because his first name is from a Japanese word.
I mean, a D&D anime, I'd watch.
I'm trying to remember the name of that one, but was it one of the big ones at one point, the D&D anime? Somebody's animated D&D story.
Oh, God. That could actually be interesting.
I'm just trying to remember the name of it. It was something from like the 90s or the early 2000s. I can't remember. But back in character, guys. Most of
So,
them.
what
Go ahead.
brings you to this area?
Well, I felt the disturbance. This isn't some normal tunneling situation either. Like a huge rip in the between planes. That is not a particularly good thing to sense, especially not in current circumstances.
Aren't you just going to turn and stare at Run?
Excuse me, Mr. Scary Dude.
Uh,
A rip? Am I hearing that correctly? Is it still there?
There are fluctuations. The barrier between the ethereal plane here is rather weak compared to what it once was. That's how I was able to get here from where.
Looking at Run.
That's how I was able to travel here so fast from where I ended up earlier. Ended up before. Sorry, he would have said before, not earlier.
Did you at least find the spot you were looking for last?
Yes.
I know we weren't at the place looking for it that was about to be destroyed.
So, how the veil between the planes is thinner. Don't imagine that's a good thing. I'm also not entirely sure how we're supposed to fix that. Or if we can.
There are likely bigger problems at the moment than this. I came here to find out what power exactly caused this, and who might be responsible.
It's to the gnome.
Really?
After that, I think I'm going to break my contract with this. Normally, I don't break contracts, but I think this is one contract that I think I may should.
I wouldn't suggest breaking a contract with the traveler. I think there are clauses in her contracts that will have you working in her tavern for a while, from what I hear.
Oh, it's about becoming a dirty slave.
Uh,
Thank God I didn't take that deal.
uh,
Run. When we get, for now, no magic. When we get back to the ship, you need to examine that contract thoroughly, because I know how you are. See if you can find a way out of it.
But was he
Perhaps,
given something concrete that he can examine?
perhaps you'll be able to use this ripping ability of yours to deal with a certain problem.
I mean,
Problem is, I don't know if he can control it.
Yeah.
you know, it kind of reminds me of someone that uses what's called wild magic. Because the only thing that I simply did was just cast Mage Hand.
He
And that's
lifts
why I
an
said no
arched brow.
magic for him.
A casting of Mage Hand causes you to rip open and pull in an entire building between planes.
Run,
Listen.
just
I've
shrugs.
seen him done even more stranger things with smaller actions. To be honest, this wasn't much of a surprise to me.
Hmm. Well, that means I could really use you then. And he cracks his knuckles and pulls the sword off of his back and starts making weird gestures in the air.
Um,
Would it get too close? I mean, never mind. You can control storms. You'd be all right if my lightning sword works by accident.
He doesn't seem the least bit phased. And after a few moments, what looks like some kind of shimmering portal or something of that nature, or gate or something, is now in the middle of the air.
Here we go again.
Looking inside, though, you see what appears to be it's some sort of throne room, perhaps. And there are a few corpses laying around. Kind of fresh, and some of them appear to have scales, but they otherwise look humanoid. Except for that one over there where you see has a long serpent lower half of their body.
What is that?
That's what's left of the adult 1T. And he kind of beckons the group of you.
We're going in the portal?
Run kind of walks up and then looks to Torin after he asks that, and back to the portal, and back to Torin, and back to the demigod, and back to Torin, and it's like, do you really want to ask questions?
Just all I'm saying is I only have one more cast of banishment for a while, so I don't know if the trick's going to work again. And then I walk into the portal.
Alright.
And Red will follow.
Give me a minute.
That's fine. I gotta go get me a drink, anyways.
Yeah, I first have to find the correct one and make sure that there's no remaining NPCs in the area. Just the corpses.
For now on, for the rest of y'all, no making contracts with strange people.
Jasper just kind of averts her eyes, just like,
God, I feel like I'm talking to grade schoolers. Don't get in the strange van.
There's
What's the-
puppies!
It says, "What is a van?"
I rolled
Part of
high
the
enough
group.
on whether or not he was going to show up, or else I would have already had the map prepared.
Twice.
Thank you.
I was really hoping not to run into this guy again.
Scared of him?
Did we? In all honesty, we were lucky to survive the last encounter.
Someone wanted the three of us to.
Would
This
you
is
rather two of us go down or all five of us?
this is Run's thoughts when he sees him.
Well, rather none of us go down. Brilliant one.
Oh, we almost didn't have the option.
4 pillars support a vaulted ceiling, and steps ascend to an iron throne carved in the likeness of a hydra. Painted on the wall behind it is a large blue triangle. To the south, an engraved stone disc is set into the floor of the alcove. A 10-foot wide opening in the east wall leads to a flooded cave. And there is evidence of blood splatter all over the place. Corpses that are kind of fresh. You can still smell the pungent odor of blood and only a small wafts of decay from the bodies that kind of are littering parts of the hall and bunched up over here, and there's just bits of blood everywhere. Looks like a massacre has taken place here.
Run will look to the godlike being and ask, so, what exactly are we after?
This reminds me of when I returned home.
That's dark.
I mean, he did return home to his whole clan being wiped out, so.
I know, but still.
Oh yeah, this would be standing open over here.
It reminds me of home.
He kind of walks over towards this area over here.
I follow him.
And you see
Yep, I imagine we're going to follow him.
what was at one point an opulent bedchamber filled with cushions, heaped with treasure, and even some fine clothes. There's also sitting on top of this desk over here, some rather familiar looking cubes.
Now, I remember cubes, but I don't remember what they did.
We're collecting them in the shrines, and well,
Yes. That part I remember. Ren will enter in, and as he notices these cubes, he will make his way over. Keeping an eye out for things.
You see 9 of them all together sitting on the table, some of them streaked with blood. And you recognize that you'd actually at one point held some of these in your hand or possibly in your bag. And if you go to look for them now in your possessions, you don't find them there.
And Run will turn to the group. Guys, these cubes, some of them we used to have.
Was this before? Wait,
And this was before you. Jasper, Torin.
I wasn't present during this.
Oh,
You were.
weren't?
well, actually, yeah, no, never mind. I'm sorry. Your other character was.
Jasper, you might want
the
to
character
come.
may have been, but I don't think I still was. So I came in at the came back at the tail end of that temple just in time to die, and then start up Torn.
Anyways, he'll have those that were in on that group. I'm thinking
You and Jasper.
Jasper's yeah. So I have Jasper come over and take a look at them.
Sure. Um,
Do you need me to follow you all?
uh, probably.
Run will look up at Jasper. I don't know how they got them, but
He'll look to the demigod
some of
guy.
these were in our possession.
You know how these got here? We had some of these. We had to fight our way through some temples and things to get them, and they were in our little gnome's bag of holding. But I don't understand how they would have gotten here, of all places. Apparently, he's not taking questions right now.
Chris, did you mute yourself again?
No, testing. Can you hear me?
There you are.
Now.
Because he was mentioning that basically that it boils down to the puzzle cubes can't be removed from the city. They just vanish from anyone's possessions if they cross the threshold and reappear in the shrines.
Oh, that's a really good thing to know.
That that would have been a wonderful thing to have known when we were trying to figure out what's going on. Well, now that we know, how are they here unless we are? And then it kind of dawns on them. Are we back there then?
You are an Omu, as I said.
No, my ship.
You're two ships now, actually.
All right. With that mention, you see Run kind of reach back and beneath, or kind of reach behind him underneath his cloak, and you
I'm
see
no
him
longer
pull
a
out
captain. I'm an admiral.
two short swords. Guys, be very, very wary.
I'm probably gonna go ahead and state most likely the obvious. I'm pretty sure our acquaintance here probably already taken care of all the other nasties around. Just by the amount of blood that's on the floor.
The adult one T who are still alive after the schism. Well, I took care of them.
You did all of this to them?
Some had already expired due to infighting and probably what Kyle did when he got here.
Kyle.
And Run will kind of perk up real quick and turn to look at him. Kyle was here?
Well, yes, the one who took out my son.
God damn it. My bad. Thor, damn it.
Sorry?
Jasper just has shocked Pikachu look on her face, like, oh shit.
All right. Run. Put your swords away. You. No offense. I don't know your name.
My name
Could
is
you please
Aki.
just. Okay. Aki, could you please, before we get any thoughts in our heads, any misperceptions, before anyone here does anything they're about to regret, can you explain to us what happened?
From what I
Shatoran.
from what I understand, uh, this is where my son fled to after he was resurrected the first time, and took over a group of 1T, joining with them. But when Kyle finally came back to his senses, he had to come after him. After all, my son did kill his twin brother. And,
Back
and
to his
Kyle's
senses.
sister. For years, Kyle's mother was using him as a vanguard. A payment for resurrecting one of my grandchildren, his nephew Jack. I was given guardianship of another resurrected grandchild, his twin brother Jesse, and so I did not pursue my son for his actions here. Actions that sorry, you would have said here, there. I had other things I needed to do. But I know that Kyle was there for a long time and eventually escaped her service and hid out for a while on an island before tracking down his long lost daughter. And finally discovering the location of my son and going after him.
You happen to know when about he came back to his senses and came after his son?
It's hard to tell with time. I've been known to travel between different time points. So, relating different information about time is difficult for me. Time passes at different rates in different planes.
Well, in the bet, I could tell you when.
Yeah, that's what Jasper was thinking. But she's not gonna say it.
Well, I want to tell you now. Kyle has been is a friend of ours, and I would like to know what your intentions with Kyle is.
I do not bear him any ill will. My son was a mass murderer. My
Okay.
son killed one of my other sons, and he would have tried to kill me if he could.
Run just shrugs and puts his swords away. And he'll just start looking over the room.
As far as these cubes go, you don't mind at all if we take these.
No, I know that they're part of the quest here that is here.
Yeah, we kind of need them. That's why I was asking.
They will open up the
Can I-
tomb.
Can I have the bag of holding?
I think you probably would still have it anyways.
Oh yeah, true. I forgot you handed it to me. I'll just start
So,
stuffing the cubes into the bag.
yeah, there's also a lot of treasure in this room, by the way.
Yeah. Fun fact, Run does still have his portable hole too.
You don't care if we take any of this treasure that's around.
I have no use for it.
I'll start helping run.
All right. Let me see if I can copy and paste what's relevant here.
Judging off of the map that I'm looking at, there's a shit ton of gold in here.
Yeah.
I
All
think
right.
we about to be rich.
So
You know,
what is our objective right now? What are we doing?
Well, we were going back to Umu anyway. We were here before you kind of joined our merry band of misfits. Trying to stop a. And how would you describe it?
a deathmonger.
Soulmonger.
Soul, death, tomatoes, tomatoes.
I see.
Long story short, there's a curse on the land. We're trying to end the curse by going after this dude.
So, try not to die, as we can't bring you back. No one can bring you back because of this thing.
And whatever afterlife you would go to, you're not going to go there.
Well, if
Rhea explained this to me, and Grizz, correct me if I'm wrong in saying this, but doesn't the soulmonger basically eat your soul?
Correct. After so many days, the soul is unrecoverable. There's basically a time limit for those who've died.
Or Erebus.
afterlife or not, if it means to save you all, I would give myself up.
Admirable. But hopefully it doesn't come to that.
Listen, dude. I've said things like that many times. Most of the time, I usually end up with a slap mark across my face.
Alright. That's all the stuff that you can find in this room. Oh, plus a sword. There's a sword laying atop the cushions over here.
And I do an Arcana check on me and all of these items to see if they're magical or cursed in some way.
Sure.
21.
None of them appear to be cursed. You're pretty sure the longsword's magical, though.
Well, they don't appear to be cursed in any way, so I think they're safe to touch. If someone ends up cursed, don't blame me. Oh. Holy.
Hamada.
I just want to go through and add all this up, so.
The same.
Yeah, pretty much.
There we go. Now it's pinned in the OOC.
Nice.
So it's looking like have 2,611 gold pieces, 150 platinum, and the 900 silver.
In cold hard cash.
Oh, all the different items added together equal about 1,611 gold pieces.
Ah,
That's
okay.
the 350 gold pieces that are in cold hard coin.
Gotcha.
So all the items together are like 2,261. We have like 1,500 more in platinum if you convert it to gold. Holy shit.
It's a pretty penny, that's for sure.
You guys are well supplied with treasure.
Looks like we made it out well.
I will kick you in the face.
I once about to buy a nice captain's hat.
Well, there's actually some nice silk right here, and he holds up the the cushions. But I believe our host here had brought us along for a specific mission.
He gestures at the cubes. I do believe that these will unlock the entrance to the tomb. Once the tomb is found.
And Run will go over and start placing the cubes back into his bag of holding where they once were.
Yeah, I think actually they might have been
including the newer ones.
taken in, put in a bag already. And if that's the case, he would have gestured at the bag and mentioned the cubes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jasper already did that because she still has your bag of holding.
Yeah, so Jasper has
Yeah.
them. So he gestured at the bag and mentions that the cubes were what he brought you here for.
After putting the cubes in the bag of holding, I'll give it back to Run.
And Run will cash after putting the portable hole away, we'll take the bag of holding and dash it into one of his many pockets. So, and he looks to the group. What shall we do next?
Well, we came here to get the cubes, but we were coming here to get the cubes and resume our mission from before, but our kind friend just made it very easy on us. So I guess right now the only course of action I can think of is to go straight into this tomb and unlock the door. But I'm still a little bit messed up.
Yes, I was actually just about to mention. Do you think we should probably take a little bit of a rest?
I'm all for that. I mean, we got some nice cushy pillows over here, so we could all just cuddle pile.
This room should be fairly safe. I don't think there's anything wandering around in the halls anymore. I took care of what I saw. But there might still be some creatures alive in the waters, so I would advise being careful there.
To you here, I'm not exactly worried.
I have other things I must attend to. There are children without parents, without guardians other than me to look after them now. So I must depart to find a safe place for them.
So, who wants to take first watch then?
I will.
I'll say Erdon volunteered, but he's kind of sitting in the floor next to the couch for whatever reason, so Mike probably didn't pick him up. But
You see Run going over and curling up like a puppy dog onto one of the cushions.
yeah, I'll wander my way over and get down on one of the other cushions next to Run.
Oh, is the demigod gone?
He's still sitting there for a moment. Are you waiting for him to leave?
Yep.
Alright.
I was thinking he was about to fanboy again.
As he heads towards the door, he stops and looks at you all and says, I'm not certain where the tomb is, but I hear it might be near the amphitheater.
Oh.
Run
Oh.
will make a mental note of that.
And wasn't it mentioned that there was a... I can't remember what it was called, but basically the giant T-Rex with feathers.
King of Feathers. That guy the last time I read Tube of Annihilation, that guy killed 2 in one sitting. It was a great time.
Yeah,
You're all third character.
Already have
Listen,
my character
I have
lined up,
not-
I just gotta level her up.
I have not had any luck in this place with any of my characters so far. The only reason Torn survived the first bit is because in the same session he came in, we went to the Feywild.
Ow, you bitch!
But now
Hold
he's
on.
somewhat
I was-
protected by Thor.
Just
I
like,
was
fucking dying all the time, I'm making a cleric.
I will stand at the door while you all are sleeping. Nobody will get by.
Okay, cool. He's gone. For those of you that don't know, this is in character. That guy there could have just killed us with a snap of his fingers.
I believe you.
Jasper's laying down and go to sleep. I've had a day. I'm tired.
Dovid unsheathes his halberd and kind of like puts the non-bladed end on the ground, kind of like a walking stick, standing guard at the door.
Alright. You get a nice long rest.
I can.
You occasionally hear the echoes of splishing and splashing as if something's moving in the water not that far away. But other than that, it's fairly peaceful.
All that. Slots back up, health back up, wild shapes are good. You're full health, you bitch. You had all your spell slots and everything. Shit.
those one arrows and cutters and holes I made this.
Yeah. Esper will take second watch.
All right. Dovit comes and he lays over here.
At the door. Perception would be a 24 for the watch.
Yeah, and unfortunately I was already reading out everything for the night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
I
all
didn't
it was very peaceful, except for the occasional splish splash of whatever's in the cave water over there.
I thought you were talking about for his watch. That was my bad.
Sorry, I meant that as whole overall watch.
Gotcha.
So now that you guys have woken back up, what are you gonna do now?
What is the plan? What do we do from here?
Well, he was saying that the entrance to tomb is over close to the amphitheater, but from what Ria was telling us last time we were here, there's a big thing over there that we would want to be careful of. Jasper wouldn't know that it's a big T-Rex with feathers because I wasn't described. I'm pretty sure it was just its name was said, and I said, "What was that?" And it's like, you don't want to know. So I looked it up after the fact because I was curious, but she wouldn't know that.
Run will take a couple moments to take some of the poison that he has and pour it into the scabbards of his short sword and kind of let that poison kind of marinate there. Just prepping his getting his weapons prepped for the day.
Well, there's no natural anything in this place that I know of, right? It's just kind of stone floor, the cushions and all
Stone
that
floors,
stuff around.
cushions. I imagine the gold is all in your bag of holding, though.
Yeah. Okay. Whenever we get to the point of going outside, I'm going to plant the bean.
Odd.
Here we go.
I got nothing else to get ready. I just kind of want to plant the bean and see what happens because multiple things can.
All right, where are you planting it?
In the ground somewhere, like outside of wherever exactly we are.
So you guys are leaving the Fane?
Whenever we do.
All right. Give me a 1d100.
Pretty purple dice.
100.
59.
What did you say? I can't hear you.
59.
Can you write it down? I'm having difficulty hearing numbers.
Good.
Thank you. All right. You've got the toads. Roll me a 1d4.
Toads. 3.
All right. 11 bright pink toads crawl forth from where you planted that bean.
Run just kind of raises an eyebrow.
It seems like it's a little froggy in here.
I'll be right-
It's just
Oh my
outside, which
God.
turns out to be the entrance to the palace. I mean, this place looked like a palace anyway, but it turns out, well, this did used to be the palace.
I'll be right back.
I was hoping it might be something poisonous.
After a minute, they vanish in a puff of pink smoke.
Right.
What was that?
They
Tyler, sure.
croaked. They croaked.
He made a joke.
That was pretty useless, but it was worth a shot.
Yay, I found your token. Yeah. This is where you guys are now. And it is why, when you guys were originally planning on going over here, when you were much lower level, I was frantically trying to figure out a way to dissuade you from doing that. Because if you had wandered in on the 1T back then, it would have been bad.
Oh, yeah. If Erebus would have survived the clay golems, he wasn't going to survive that.
Yeah, and Kyle wasn't ready to face anything yet. He needed his horn
And we
back.
had to get his unicorn horn back.
Yep.
My little brownie.
Since you all have been here before, lead the way.
Let me read you out the description of the outside of this place. Thousands of bats swirl above the great ruin, or did at nighttime. They're now kind of resting in the eaves. Behind a 15-foot high circular wall, you see crumbling arcades, vine-choked statues, empty plazas, and buildings overgrown with banyan roots. The streets that aren't flooded are choked with rubble. There's also the occasional, now rotting, since it's out in the open air, corpse of a 1T.
Warren was kind of walking through here before, but
I mean, I'm
for
gonna
Lola
be straight
too.
honest with y'all. I don't know much about this place. I stumbled upon it while I was searching for my daughters.
Well, everyone keep an eye out for the pretty flowers. Don't touch them. Please don't touch them. There's also, with the last time we were here, there was some undead that were wandering through the city. So we'll try to avoid those.
There's also kobold scavengers that wander around here.
Kobold. We really don't know what else is here. We didn't explore too much of the city the last time, but keep an eye out.
Well, I'm very good with directions from places that I've been. So, as we walk, if we end up getting lost, I can remember things.
That will definitely come in handy. Whenever we get ready to walk, I'll cast. I'll use my ability, merge with stone, to do pass without a trace.
Alrighty. Now, who has control over the little star? Anyone?
Me.
Not me.
It's long enough. It may have been Arena. Yeah, it's not listed. Who wants to control it?
Torin is the captain.
Fuck.
Alright, Torrent it is.
Y'all trust me with a whole lot of fucking responsibilities around here.
You take up
Well, you
responsibility.
are the captain.
Hey,
Daddy!
Admiral now. I have more than one ship. I have a fleet.
All
You're
right,
still the captain, baby.
Admiral.
Would that be Rear Admiral? I couldn't resist.
I think I found a new spot for you to sleep at on the ship, Run. You're gonna be the new figurehead.
Oh, that
Stop
would be
it.
perfect. I could always cast instant light so we can see.
Torin, I don't condone violence against children.
I mean,
He's a
it tracks.
teenager,
He's
not a
technically
child.
tomato, tomato.
I'm kind of lean over to
And that's
Dovit.
only in his society. In my society, when you're a teenager, you're already a grown man.
Kind of lean over to Dovit. Like you're officially part of the group.
I feel welcomed.
So I wonder if you even know where the sharp end of your halberd is at. All right, what direction we head?
It's right here.
You're pointing at the blunt end. Turn it around.
Imagination land.
Well, if I remember correctly, last time we were here, I think I remember the amphitheater being in the northwest area. He thinks for a bit.
May be able to help figure out which direction we need to go. I will turn into a giant eagle and fly up and get a bird's eye view of everything.
Why can't you have taken Run with you just so you can accidentally let go? I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
Oh, that was for
No, I remember who that was for. That was to play a prank.
As
At
Jasper,
the same time, watching a gnome plummet from like a couple hundred feet would be funny to watch.
evil.
There's water there. You could drop him over the water where he'll be safe.
That shit would hurt though.
Eh. Anything over 100-foot drop will feel like concrete. He'll be all right.
Oh, Torrid. Oh, Captain, my captain. Did you realize that? All
I
have
do
to
not
is
like
just-
it when you start a sentence that way. It always
you
ends up with
realize that
something I'm not going to like.
all I have to do is just simply snap my fingers and no tellings what just might. So you might want to be.
Hey, all I gotta say is I'm still safe back on my ship.
And he and actually, well, technically, is he still in his avatar state or is he in flesh and blood, Grizz?
He's still in his avatar state.
Fucking Avatar, the last lightning bender over here.
Azula, calm down.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that one. So,
After flying up and getting a bird's eye view of everything, do I need to roll a perception check, Grizz?
Yes, you do. Roll a perception check for me.
I don't have the eagle stats. I think they would have advantage on perception.
Did you say
Can't
eagle?
remember. A giant eagle.
Then yes, I believe so.
Get these out of the way. Oh my god! Son of a bitch, I rolled a 2 and a 3. But it's plus 8.
You scan over the land, but you're a bit too high up to see any particular moving targets.
are you sure you turned into an eagle and not a bat?
Hey, bats actually have very keen sight. They just have better hearing.
Right, I'll fly back down.
I would be tempted to believe you on that. This is out of character. Side note, I'd be tempted to believe you on that if I didn't stay the night at my one buddy's place in high school and watched a bat run into a window 3 times in a row.
I've seen
Yeah,
drunk
but that's not
humans
really-
do that.
I was say that's
Well,
not really
see,
a
they're
bad thing.
drunk.
Yeah, that's really not a bad thing. That's just a flying creature thing.
That's
Yeah, there was a
just,
cardinal.
I've seen
that my
birds
grandma
do
did.
it too, but not 3 times in a row.
They do it.
Oh,
They,
no,
they do.
I
They
have.
do it. They do it. They see their reflection and think it's imposing on their territory. It happened to my cousin. He had a cardinal that kept running into his window.
Yeah, my
Really?
grandmother
Oh.
had the same thing. We would just hear a knock on the window, and then we went into the kitchen, and just like 5 times in 20 minutes, this freaking bird hit the window.
And that's why I'm lucky both of my cats seem to recognize what a mirror is and understand that they're seeing themselves. I think it's because they see me behind there and realize there's only one me here. And I figured it out because they don't react negatively to the window as they might to, say, another cat. So that means that they recognize themselves in the mirror.
My cat just tries to use it as a scratching post, which doesn't work out well. He's a little bit dumb.
How high up are we?
You're not that high up. You're in the palace. She just flew up as an eagle.
To get a lay of the land, but I'll fly back down and let everyone know that I didn't really see much. The coast looks clear, but it seems we need to go south.
Yeah, there's just water to the north from here. And who knows what's in the water.
How did we get across the water? Oh, because we went up shit.
We're already on the other side of the water.
Talking about the last time we were here, whenever we were visiting the other places on the left side of the water, but I see the little bridge now. It was just kind of cut off the way that I was looking at the map. How the fuck are we going to get across here?
That's up to you.
Well, I say we're gonna head south. Because since I'm guessing we're in the palace and we are kind of elevated where we can at least see most of the pass within this circle area, right?
In the circle, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I say we head south because it looks like there's a clear path directly south that leads outside of this circle wall.
That's what I just said, but okay.
I put the details. Since someone can't see details, apparently.
Flick Torrance nose. I flick him right on the damn nose.
Aren't you a giant eagle still?
Oh,
So how could you flick him?
I'm not a giant eagle.
What?
I'm not a giant eagle. I said I flew back down and told them
Okay.
that I didn't see
Alright.
much.
Cool. Just making sure.
I hope she shocked the piss out of herself since I am still lightning.
Yep,
Yeah, I
you
forgot.
are. Zip.
EJ forgot. Casper
You-
would clearly be able to see that you're still lightning.
Yeah, you get the impression that if you try doing that again to him, you're probably gonna take damage.
I rock at him.
It would probably just pass right through me.
We'll try.
No, you can
always
still
splash him
be
with water.
you can still be hurt in this form.
All right,
Pick
well,
a
we're
little-
heading south. How far can I move this thing in one go?
As much as you want.
Okay, so we'll just head down to there for now. Well, we have this great stone walkway here that just screams death trap.
If I remember correctly, we fought a tabaxi here last time.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
least-
I think right there where that green square is.
At least
Yeah,
you didn't get poisoned to death eating his food. The
but he
previous
still
part-
shot poison arrows at me.
the last time I ran it, the party ate his dinner, didn't realize it was poisoned, and if they hadn't decided to use their Thorn coin to talk to Thorn, uh, they would have potentially died in their sleep.
Oh,
Because it was the midnight one, the one that kicks off at midnight and kills you.
well, you didn't really give us a chance to eat dinner with him because he kind of attacked us right off the bat.
Yeah, yeah, and you guys killed him before he could surrender and offer you dinner.
Yeah. After he pumped me full of poison arrows, I was a little pissed.
We're just a bunch of murder hobos.
Nah. He's a
If we had to speak with Ned, I would say we could ask questions later, but I have that option.
If anyone asks, I don't know any of you.
So we're about to pass a corpse.
Possibly. There are undead walking through the city, so he may be one of them now.
You guys can kill him for a second time. Alright, so we have one of two options, guys. We can either go across this great stone pathway, or we can take the path that's right beside it that goes in between the pathway and those buildings.
Wouldn't it be safer potentially to be on the stone pathway in case there are things inside of the buildings?
They both scream death trap, so
I could say that the last time we were here, we had better chance on on top of the wall and not on the pathway.
Right. If there are undead swarming the city, we will be more likely to get swarmed on the pathway than we would be on top of the big stone bridge. Because at least we can control our choke points from here.
anyone else?
Votes for the wall.
Bow and arrow tends to do better from higher up, so all sounds pretty.
Well, we're go across a big, wide open area where we have no cover. Can easily get pushed off. Hopefully, nothing happens to us. And for once, I'm taking the silence as a good thing.
I was gonna say, I don't hear a roll for initiative coming from Grizz, so I think we're okay.
So far, so good. Let me make another roll.
Oh, god damn it.
Nope, still good. Nothing noticed you. Let me read
Well,
the description of what you got. I've gotten yourselves to. A fallen tree bridges the river ahead. Its trunk is wider than a man and stretches more than 100 feet. On both banks lay ruined buildings.
Dova pulls out his halberd just to be safe.
remember, sharp end goes up.
When crossing a tree, sharp end goes down to keep myself on top.
Did we say we were crossing the tree yet?
No, but I feel like that's where we are going to be going.
Ron, you still got the folding boat on you, right? Ron?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me now?
There
Yep,
you are.
problems with the new mic?
Yeah, I had it on mute for a moment because I was having a coughing fit.
Aw.
Okay.
Anyways, Run's like, hey, Run nods. Yep, I still have many of the things.
Okay, there it is. If it comes down to it, we don't have to swim.
I mean, if we really want, I can cast Water Walk, and we can just walk right across.
Would
It
that be
is-
this?
It
Would
is
that be the?
a fairly fast-moving current, by the way.
Would that be the safest thing with the movement we heard from the water last night?
That's fair.
Run just shrugs. I'll go first.
Well, I'm just listing out options right now. But one thing you gotta remember, when it comes to most, key word, most animals that are territorial. Likelihood of them being down here, not as great, but again, they could not be animals. They could be something else. Again, same thing. The likelihood of them being all the way down here, still not that great of a chance. Now, we have the chance where we can go across the water. Either water walk, I think,
You've got the broom. You've got Water Walk. You could just go across the tree and hope for the best.
we also have.
I could turn into a giant eagle again and carry us across one by one.
Or we could go into the back of holding again and have Run fly the broom.
That's true.
Or Bloof could turn into a giant owl, Jasper into a giant eagle, and someone jumps onto the broom, and then whoever cannot fly can jump onto dead flying creatures.
I'm pretty sure I still have the room, so apply that.
I only have one wild shape left unless we take a short rest. So if Floof can ferry us across one by one, then I would too. And I could save my extra wild shape in case we need it along the way. Turning into a wolf, I get advantage on attacks.
But Run's like, like I said, I could be the first one across the tree just to see, what might be there, and might help keep us from, being up in the open sky.
The only problem with you crossing the tree is if it will hold your weight, there's no guarantee that it will hold the rest of ours because you are the smallest. Who knows how long this tree has been here?
But, the fun part is I could always have Floof come in as a lion, and we could use this weight to also check the tree. But
So what do you guys? So what do you guys plan to needed? So what do you guys plan to do?
The best option we probably have is to let turn Floof a giant owl and go across one by one. At least we don't have to worry about the tree falling. And
The tree fell a long time ago. It's a bridge now.
I mean, like breaking apart and falling into the water
All right.
and washing it down the
Uh,
giant waterfall.
you can roll a nature or survival check to see what the status of the tree is.
Yep, do that. That's a 13.
Yeah. All right. We'll go with what your current beliefs.
I feel like I am the heaviest of the group right now, not counting Tor in his avatar state.
Okay, so the Run will just
Let's
shrug and
let's take an opposite approach on this.
What do you mean?
So here's the thing. Say we send someone across this river. There's already trouble there. Then we took the tree. Tree breaks. There
So,
goes kind of our nearest outlet of getting out of there in a speedy manner.
No matter how you want to look at it, no matter which path we decide to take, there's dangers either way. We're in a dangerous place.
Right.
We can
So
fly over and be in danger, or we can walk over and be in danger.
that's exactly where I'm going with this.
or take a boat and go over and be in danger.
'Cause this is a
Let's send our lightest person first, aka Run, with the flight plan. And if there's danger there, he can get his ass across the tree back to us, and then we can look for another route to get around. Because if someone goes across the tree now and it breaks, and there's danger over there, we're taking more of a risk to send someone through the flying route over there to help them out or to get them out of trouble.
And how many times a day can you change Floof's shape?
He's by his nature, he's a shape changer anyway, so he can actually take an action to assume any of the forms that he currently is bound to. And those forms are. Just a second here. The blink dog, the crab, the giant owl, lion, and weasel.
So, guess turn him into a giant owl, and I go with Torrent's plan of one goes over first.
All right, I guess we'll do that then.
since Erdan has the broom, wouldn't they be able to both go over at the same time in case there is trouble, like imminent trouble? That way they're both still flying and can fly back.
Yes. Good with going over with Ron?
I just feel like there is safety in numbers.
He said he's good with going over with Ron.
Run, you okay?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just waiting to find out if someone was going along with.
I guess
Nice.
Erdon will kind of fly overhead of Run, uh, ready in case anything happens. Just stay with him.
All right, so Floof will appear as a giant owl, and Run will climb onto his back as he takes him across the river.
All right. You get to the other side, and the rest of you.
Are you
Uh,
sending back over?
yeah, the Floof will go back over and start carrying everyone else over one at a time.
Who is the next lightest of the group?
Probably Jasper.
All right, Jasper, you go next.
Okay. Making my way across.
All right, Torin, what are you going to do in your current state?
You're going next. In the off chance of me hurting what's his name, it doesn't screw you out of transportation.
Right, I was just seeing how you planned on making it across. I didn't know if in your state that you could be carried.
That's why I'm sending you now. Don't worry about me right now.
All right,
Roll an intelligence check.
me.
Anyone who is observing Torin at the moment.
Draw 20.
All right. So, as people are discussing how to get Torin over, the person who just rolled the higher number notices that Torin is actually very slightly levitating. It doesn't seem to notice it. It's like less than an inch above the ground. His feet are not exactly hitting, so he may or may not set off traps, but yeah, his weight's not going to be a problem.
I don't know if he'll really be able to hear me, but I'll just kind of like, I guess, whisper yell or like as quietly as I can, just like, "Hey, Peter Pan, you can fly."
Has the owl taken me across yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank, thank you, Floof.
He'll nod his owl head. Ooh.
Well, I'm going to take the only resort that was left for me because at this point, even if this tree breaks or we run over into trouble else over there, ain't no way in hell all of us are going to make it back over. So, across the tree I go.
Yeah. And you do easily get across. And now that you're on the other side, that is going to be it for today.
Alrighty.